5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems go with Josh Appelbaum starts now.
Hello and welcome to episode 498 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I am your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Thirsty Thursday, but more importantly, guys, happy NFL Draft Day. That's right, we got the draft upon us, and I have an official best bet pick for the NFL Draft, and it has to do with the number 2 pick. So if you've been living under a rock, or maybe, who knows, it's your first time listening to this pod, that's okay too. Maybe you fast forward and just say, hey, get to the breakdowns of the games. But we've been having our eyes focused, laser focused on this number 2 overall pick. Will it be David Bailey? Will it be Arvell Reese? Well, I have a bet for you. I made the bet. Pick it and stick it. Let's see if we can cash a ticket. And I probably will be adding more NFL prop bets for the draft. So highly recommend everyone if you're looking for late plays, because to me, it's game day steam. We always have respect for it because that's when limits are raised, biggest bets come in. But you are just seeing a ton of movement across the board here. And that movement is most likely getting ready to ratchet up even higher, even more, as we get to the final hours before the draft. So the draft is, I think, 8 o'clock tonight, 8:20, something like that. When you get to like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., later in the night, that's when these lines really move. So could add some later bets here. But I do have one official best bet for you for the NFL Draft, which is another big shop for the best line opportunity, because this number is hovering. Different areas, it's like 50 cents more, 50 cents less than other books. So I got an NFL Draft prop bet for you. Then we're going to get right back to Major League Baseball. I have 2 bets in MLB. It's a smaller than usual slate today, only 9 games overall, but I got a couple day games for you, a couple day sweats. Hopefully we can get some winners before we get to the draft here for tonight. So I have a couple day games. I got a dog and I got a favorite. Let's see if we can get at least one of them. If we can get both, that would be even better. So a 3-pack overall, NFL Draft best bet, 2 MLB best bets. And then I always want to remind you guys that because it is a Thursday, we got our Rhythm Rundown tonight. So myself, my buddy Cade Harper, will be hosting the Rhythm Rundown 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. All you got to do if you want to tune in, and probably we'll talk about some NFL draft bets as well, late breaking action. So highly recommend. It's not just MLB and NBA, but we'll be talking about NFL as well, because I love that late movement. It's always important to me. But anyway, 6 to 7 p.m. Get right on Twitter. You can click my profile icon. It'll have a little circle around my profile picture. It'll say live. You click it, boom, you get right in. So hope to see everyone 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Now, looking back to our last night, guys, bust out the brooms. Don't let the boys get hot. 3-0 plus 1.98 units. Started the night off with a Braves winner. Braves were up 1-0 in the first. I'm like, here we go. Then they gave up, I think it was 3 or 4 runs in the bottom of the first. I'm like, Jesus, what the heck's going on? But the Braves bats went off. They ended up hanging on, winning 8-6 against the Nationals. They had that road favorite steam, which was good to see. Then we had a winner there with the Cubbies. Break up the Cubs, man. 7-2 over the Phils. And I actually have a bet on the Cubs-Phillies today. So hint, hint. But Cubs came through once again for us. And then late night, the Snakes, baby. The Diamondbacks. I know my guy, Darush, cashed another Murakami anytime home run. So shout out to Darush. But did get the White Sox 11-7 winner by the D-backs over Chicago. So it was nice to see with all 3 of them, the D-backs, the Braves, and the Cubs all coming through. So 3-0 plus 1.98 unit night. As always, guys, we're going to not get too high when things are good, not get too low when things are bad. Going to try to eke out another winning day here for today. So I want to save the NFL Draft best bet for the second half of the pod, because, again, this is a really interesting conversation about who will go 2 overall, and I think we did find an edge here. But then also, I want to get to baseball first, because these are both day games, so we want to talk about these and give you some time to put them in before first pitch. So first bet on the board, let's go right back to Wrigley Field, baby. Chicago Cubs hosting the Phillies. This is a 2:20 p.m. Eastern time first pitch. Let's set the stage, talk splits, line moves, rhythm system plays, all of it here for Cubs and Phils. Now, the Cubs come in 15-9 on the year. They've taken the first 3 games of this 4-game set. I think we've been riding them every game, haven't we? They won the opener 5-1 as a -115 home favorite. They won the second game 7-4 as a -130 home favorite. They won again yesterday 7-2 as a -195 home favorite. And that was late steam too, because I think we got Cubs are on minus 175, so it was good to see that late movement break our way. Now, pitching matchup for tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. The Phils, who are 8-16, they're going to go with the lefty Christopher Sanchez. He's 2-2, 1.59 ERA. Cubs, meanwhile, going to go with the righty Edward Cabrera. He was acquired in a trade from the Marlins. He's 2-0, 2.38 ERA. So two good pitchers here on the bump, a lefty and a righty. Now, what have we seen across the market? Well, this game opened Philly, listed as a minus 130 road favorite. Chicago, a plus 110 home dog. Now, before we even talk line movement, split, system matches, all that kind of stuff, think of it this way. Cubs are red hot. Phillies are ice cold, but Phillies are favored. And again, can the Cubs sweep a 4-game set? Somewhat of a rare thing. Aces on the bump for the Phils with Sanchez. What do you think? What are pros going to do? Are they going to say Phils are going to avoid the sweep? It's a short number with their ace on the mound. Or are they saying, hey, you'd be stupid not to continue to ride the Cubs the way they're playing, especially at a plus money price? Well, it looks like the latter, not the former, because we've seen this line fall away from Philly. Philly's fallen from minus 130 down to minus 125, and I'm actually seeing some books down to like minus 115 now. The line has moved toward the Cubs. Open plus 110, now they're plus 105. I'm seeing them plus 100 now, even a couple books going to around a minus 102. So line is going away from Philly toward Chicago. Coach Ditka. So that tells me that we got smart money riding the Cubs. So that's what I'm doing, guys. Give me the Cubs here. You look at Circa, Cubs are getting 76% of money line bets, 84% of money line dollars. So a good low bets, higher dollar split here in their favor, telling us the bigger, sharper wagers out in the desert are also going with the Cubs. Cubs also match quite a few systems, a lot of dog systems. So if you look at just dogs in general this year, guys, they are 167 and 201. Now, again, spread sport, that's a big losing record because you're laying the juice. But remember, when you are 167 and 201, only winning 45% of the time as a dog in a money line sport, because of the plus money payouts, that's pretty good. Those dogs have generated a 3% ROI, 11 units won. Home dogs, let's try to layer in more things, get them to be even better. Home dogs, Cubs are a home dog here. 61 and 62, nearly a 50% win rate, but a 10% ROI because of the plus money payouts. Dogs off a win would also match with the Cubs. 84 and 91, 48%, but a 6% ROI. So all of those systems matching with Chicago, along with that line move, and the good bet splits out at Circa. Chicago also would have some correlative betting value because the total in this game is 9. I'm even seeing some shops get up to 9.5. So again, more expected runs scored, more variance, more upset opportunities, benefit to the team getting plus money. Now, hopefully Cabrera can pitch well, and Cubs can get to hopefully Sanchez here today. But the Cubs are hitting overall better than the Phillies. They're hitting 259 as a team, 351 on-base percentage. They've scored 131 runs. Phillies hitting 220, 296 on base, and 82 runs scored. Next, you got some lefty-righty advantages for Chicago. They're hitting 278 against lefties. That's the fourth best in baseball. Phillies only hitting 244 against righties. That ranks 15th. And of course, home road. Cubbies play pretty well, knock on wood, at Wrigley. They're 10-5 at home this year. Philly is just 3-6 on the road. Lastly, not only do you have the line moving towards Chicago, good splits, system matches, better bats, correlative betting, dog high total, but I popped open Rhythm, and I noticed 3 Rhythm recommendations all lit up on the Cubs, and 2 of them are a green star system match. So Rhythm likes the Cubs tonight, so do I. Guys, we've gone 3-0 with the Cubs this series. Again, I don't want to be greedy, but looks to me the value play is taking Chicago here with that line move. I got Cubs plus 110 at BetMGM earlier today using one of their coin boosts. They were plus 105. I got them up to plus 110. Shop round looks like your best number is plus 105, but some books getting down to plus 100. So try to get as much plus money as you can. But I did ride the Cubs plus 110 to hopefully start our day off with a winner. Next one for you. Let's go right back to the desert. 3:40 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch. The White Sox visiting the Snakes. Now, this is the rubber match of a 3-game set. The White Sox are 9-15 on the year. They did win the opener, though, 11-5, cashing as a plus 120 road dog. D-backs, meanwhile, 14-10 on the year. They bounced back with an 11-7 win yesterday for us. Came through as a minus 155 home favorite. Now, pitching matchup for this late afternoon series finale. The White Sox are going to go with the righty Davis Martin. He's 3-1 with a 2.16 ERA. Diamondbacks, meanwhile, going with the righty Michael Soroka. He's 4-0 with a 2.78 ERA. Now, what have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened Arizona, listed around a minus 145 home favorite. Chicago, a plus 125 road dog. And we've seen pretty clear movement in favor of the Diamondbacks. I'm going right back to the well with the Snakes here, guys. We've seen Arizona get steamed up minus 145 up to minus 155. I'm seeing some shops creep up to minus 160. So all movement and liability has been in favor of Arizona. Now, at Circa, D-backs 78% of moneyline bets, over 90% of moneyline dollars. So a lot of low bets, higher dollars, sharp money coming in favor of the Diamondbacks in Vegas. Arizona would have that interleague favorite value. So same thing as the non-division, but even more interleague, lack of familiarity, benefiting, quote-unquote, the better team who's expected to win. Diamondbacks have betting system value, or have additional value, I should say, offensively. So let's see if the bats hopefully can get to Martin. Let's hope Soroka can pitch a good game today. But they are hitting as a team 251, 115 runs scored. White Sox hitting 222, 100 runs scored. Soroka, if you remember, he was really good with Atlanta, and then he got hurt, and he was kind of a journeyman. Well, knock on wood, but he's been good this year, especially at home. He's 3-0 at home, 1.59 ERA. He's home tonight or today. Arizona, meanwhile, also the better bullpen. Team ERA of 4.50 versus White Sox 5.75. That is the third worst bullpen ERA in baseball. And then home road once again. Diamondbacks 8-4 at home. White Sox 6-9 on the road. Lastly, I did have actually, believe it or not, 3 rhythm recommendations on the D-backs run line. So if you wanted to go minus 1.5 there and chop that price up quite a bit, you could get like plus 130, plus 135. But I'm just going to go money line here. I got D-backs minus 155. I believe that was Fanatics, but definitely shop around because some books closer to minus 160. So Cubs plus 110, D-backs minus 155. Let's try to get at least one of them. If we get both, that'll be even better. Now, without further ado, here is my official best bet for the NFL draft. Now, let me take a step back, because if you've been paying attention, or you're interested in line movement, or this is just something that you've had your eyes on all week, this has been unbelievable with the second overall pick. What are the Jets going to do with the second overall pick? It's really been back and forth, and I say that not just like, here or there, but it's been literally almost every day. It's flipped from David Bailey, the pass rusher from Texas Tech, going second overall, and then it goes to Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. And it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And part of me was like, okay, let's wait and see which direction this late move breaks. But then the other part of me is like, let's lean on some of these quote-unquote experts. Maybe I'm not giving them the credit that they deserve. These are real experts with filing their final mock drafts. Now, the thing with mock drafts, which is important to me, and is the big distinction you got to make, is it's almost like, when people talk about follow the money, which is true, but you don't want to follow the dumb public money. You want to follow the smart money. So when it comes to mock drafts, everybody's got them. I must admit, I Google them all the time, see what people are saying, but you got to know the source, because, some of these mock drafts are coming from people who have no insight or intel whatsoever. Someone, who has and I don't want to make fun of these people, because again, I started off from nothing too, but your own website in your grandma's basement. Again, you got those mock drafts, all due respect to, those people in their grandma's basement. But then you got the mock drafts that are coming from people who are dialed in. And by dialed in, I mean that they talk to people. They have, sources. They talk to people inside different, different clubhouses, different intel people, different scouts. And a lot of these people are so dialed in, and they basically have what I would call smart money. And tonight is going to be the perfect test case of whether or not these insiders are right. So, with that being said, drum roll please. David Bailey or Arvell Reese, second overall? I'm going with David Bailey. Now, here's my thought process. Number one, let's shop for the best line. And then I'll give you my reason why I'm taking Bailey. So, David Bailey to go second overall. And again, this could change because it's 12:28 p.m. It's just afternoon where I'm at in Boston. Again, when you hear this, whether it's immediately or later in the day, this line could be moving hopefully in our direction. It could be going the other way. We shall see. But David Bailey to go second overall at Caesars, minus 135. FanDuel, minus 130. BetMGM, minus 150. The Score, minus 140. DraftKings, minus 135. Fanatics, though, David Bailey, second overall, minus 125. So first angle is let's get the best price. I bet David Bailey, pass rusher out of the Texas A&M Red Raiders, minus 125 at Fanatics to go second overall. Now here's my thought process. My thought process here is, one, this has gone back and forth. You go back like a week ago, I think I was reading a report from David Purdom. He wrote an article for ESPN. Actually, it's kind of interesting, exactly with this topic, how bettors are split over Bailey versus Reese. But at one point, Arvell Reese was minus 400 to go second overall. And again, record the pods, go back to them, pick the day. It was minus 150 Bailey, it was minus 150 Reese. It was back and forth, back and forth. Well, late money is toward Bailey. Bailey is still the favorite today. But here's what I think is the edge. The edge is that all of these very dialed-in people who put out mock drafts are also going David Bailey, second overall. So Field Yates, and these are all the final mock drafts that got put out either yesterday or this morning. Field Yates of ESPN, very dialed-in guy. He has Bailey going second overall. Albert Breer of Monday Morning Quarterbacks, SI, he has David Bailey second overall. Mel Kiper has David Bailey. Todd McShay has Bailey. Daniel Jeremiah has Bailey. Peter Schrager has Bailey. All of those guys, Field Yates, Albert Breer, Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, Daniel Jeremiah, Schrager, they all have David Bailey second overall. So my question is it possible that all of these people are wrong? I mean, it's possible. But it tells me that they're dialed in. They've been doing this for a long time. If they're going to release their final mocks, and I think it's almost like a bragging rights thing, who's the most accurate, they all have David Bailey. So that to me is the edge. And the other thing you're reading is that it's not like Bailey is 2 and Arvell Reese is 3. Today, Albert Breer's mock came out. He had Reese number 4. Peter Schrager and Field Yates had Reese number 5. So it's not just that Bailey is 2 and Reese is 3, but they actually have Arvell Reese dropping a bit. Now, let me read to you just some of these breakdowns, which can give us some information here. So the first one is from Field Yates. This came out this morning. 2, Jets, David Bailey. The Jets made meaningful progress this offseason through free agency additions on defense, but the team must add more youth to their pass rush room. Will McDonald was the only Jets player with more than 4 sacks, but half of his 8 sacks came in Week 10 against the Browns. I had Bailey here in my last mock draft, and I'm sticking with him again. Bailey boasts the best first step in the class and plays with aggressive hands and instincts. He had 14.5 sacks in 2025, tied for the most in FBS. So Field Yates, David Bailey, number 2. Let's go to Albert Breer. I was all the way down to 31. Let's see what my Patriots are going to do. But let's go to Breer. His mock draft also came out today. 2, Jets, David Bailey. I've been here for a while, and I think this is about creating some light at the end of the tunnel as the Jets bridge to 2027 at the most important position on the field. The reality is that a locker room doesn't care about its GM or coach's 3-year plan. It wants to know how you're helping your guys now, and Bailey, whose advanced stats as a pass rusher stick out, is best suited to do that. Let's go to Daniel Jeremiah, number 2 here. Jets, David Bailey. The debate continues here, Bailey or Arvell Reese. I'm going with Bailey as the more refined player with the more defined role. Pairing him with McDonald gives the Jets 2 fastballs off the edge, mirroring the team GM Darren Moogies previously worked in Denver. Last one. Let's go to our guy, Peter Schrager, who I respect. He's been pretty accurate for years and years. He's got 2 Jets, David Bailey. Quote, I've had Bailey going to the Jets for the past month, and I have no further intel telling me any differently. Ohio State's Arvell Reese is a great player, but I'm sticking with Bailey. New York needs his instant production for its lackluster pass rush. So that's my edge, guys. The betting market has Bailey as the favorite, and all of these dialed-in people who have industry sources and talk to different executives, they all have David Bailey second as well. Field Yates, Breer, Kiper, McShay, Jeremiah, Schrager, they all have Bailey going second. Bailey's a short favorite. Now, if Bailey was minus 400, would I bet this? Probably not. But you can get minus 125 at Fanatics. Again, other books, minus 130, as high as minus 140, minus 150. It's really not a bad price. So, maybe this is a smokescreen. Maybe the Jets are playing 3D chess, and it's Arvell Reese. But then also, that means all these insiders got duped. And I find it hard to believe that Yates, Breer, Kiper, McShay, Jeremiah, Schrager all got duped. Again, it could be possible. It's definitely possible because this is the time of year where everyone lies about everything. But if all of these experts who are dialed in are going with Bailey, and the betting market has Bailey favored, and it's a relatively short number, that's my bet. So let's cross our fingers. We know Mendoza's going 1. He's minus 20,000, okay? But let's see if David Bailey can cash for us. I got David Bailey, second overall pick, minus 125 at Fanatics. And of course, could have more bets, so definitely follow the All Systems Go best bet picks from Juice Reel. If I add any, you can always check them out there. But Cubs and D-backs and David Bailey, second overall. 3-pack, let's try to get 2 out of 3, eke out a winning day. So that about does it for episode 498 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. This is the part of the pod where we wrap things up, and I always start first by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for grinding in the arena with me every single day through the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, the winning days, the losing days. But it means a lot to me that I'm humbled and honored to host this pod, and I always joke, we're pulling up a chair to the virtual bar, sweating sharp breakdowns with my friends, which are you guys out there listening. So if you want to help me grow this pod, hopefully you value the insights, please, could you do something very simple, very easy? Just give this podcast a 5-star review on Spotify or iTunes. Leave a nice comment if you feel so inclined. Recommend the pod to a friend. Click the follow button. Retweet the pod when I put it out on Twitter every afternoon. I would very much appreciate any or all of those things. Next, if you enjoy this style of sports betting breakdown, data-driven, sharp contrarian betting, focusing on line movement, bet split, system matches, taking a contrarian approach. If this style of betting has appealed to you, you want to learn more about data-driven betting, or maybe you have someone in your life who could use some data-driven tips, or maybe you just want to make my day, let me know you appreciate the insights. If any of that is the case, please think about going to Amazon.com and typing in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook. Those are my 2 books that I've written. Very proud of both. Great insights. They make a great gift if someone's birthday is coming up or Father's Day. But if you want to grab one or both of those books, make sure you bring them to the sports book. I'll sign them for you, and I'll buy you a beer or a ginger ale, and we'll sweat the draft and some baseball. And we'll sweat the Bruins tonight as a fan. I got no dog in the fight from a betting perspective on the Bruins, but we're coming back to Boston, tied 1-1. Let's go Bees tonight. It's a big night. It's a big Thursday night. Next, if you want to learn more about Rhythm or Juice Reel, go download the Rhythm and Juice Reel app if you haven't done it yet. Rhythm, great for their AI-backed models and predictions for game bets and player props. Remember, we got the Rhythm Rundown tonight, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Juice Reel. So many great features of Juice Reel. You'll get the Robo Jackson Best Bet Picks, the Sharp Mush Indicators, the Arbitrage Plays, the Shop for the Best Line Futures. And if you want to let me know you appreciate the insights, and this pod is free, of course, well, guess what? You can support the pod by signing up to get the All Systems Go Best Bet Picks for the very low price of $4.99 a week. $5 a week, you get all the plays. So hopefully that'll get you some good numbers early, and we can beat some closing lines. But again, you can always support the pod by getting those best bets from Juice Reel. So download Rhythm, download Juice Reel, give them both a 5-star review in the App Store. Next, do you have a live odds page? Well, if you don't have one, you need one. It's such an important and critical tool. And the live odds page, it lets you track the market. That's the most important thing. So again, looking at what did the line open at? Where is it now? How has it moved? Pull up the line history. Find the best price. Find the book that's giving you the best number. Or as always, just tracking the market, seeing which direction the line is breaking. You can do all of that with the Odds Logic live odds page. So if you ever want to give it a shot, I got a special link that you can use. It'll give you a 7-day free trial and also give you 50% off your first month of service. That link is oddslogic.com/Josh123. So that about does it for episode 498 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Pod. As always, guys, 2 final thoughts. 1, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun down in Connecticut, at the Encore in Boston, Plain Ridge Park Casino, MGM Springfield, or the Nash in my neck of the woods on the border of Massachusetts and New Hampshire, or out in the desert where the True Grinders get down, where Billy Walters sends his number runners where the lowest juice possible is found at the South Point, or Sweat and Sharp Contrarian plays jumping in the stadium swim pool when you cash a big ticket at Circa, wherever it may be. We're going to see each other from across the sportsbook floor. We're going to knock, knock, tap on the janitor's closet, say, hey, can I borrow your broom? I'm going to do a little Fred Astaire dance because we swept last night. You'll love to see it. Cubs, Braves, D-backs. Show me those tickets, guys. First one's on me, next one's on you. We'll sweat the Bruins tonight. Bruins! MLB, the draft. Hopefully it'll be one hell of a night. So as always, guys, coming off a 3-0 or an 0-3, a 1-2 or a 2-1, a winning night, a losing night, a hot streak, a cold streak, we just got to stick with it. We can never get too high or too low. Never get cocky and arrogant when we're cashing tickets and things are going great. Never get down in the dumps and get down on ourselves when things aren't going our way. We just got to stay even-keeled and continue to play the system matches and be fearless but disciplined with our bankroll management. As an old friend of mine used to call it GWB, grinders with blinders. So with that being said, as always, guys, we're looking for those system plays, games that fit our model, against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, avoid parlays and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful sports bettors. So hope everyone has a great Thirsty Thursday. Enjoy the draft tonight, guys. Let's get some winners in baseball. I'll see you at 6 p.m. for the Rhythm Rundown, and then we'll be right back at it tomorrow for episode 499 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. Good luck, everybody. And dear God, David Bailey, go second overall. Good luck.